Sales screen, customer selection / loyalty scheme. Depending on the type of store that you are, one of the best elements of an NuEPOS system is being able to control and manage your customers. And a customer loyalty scheme is a great way of doing that. It's helpful for customer retention, it makes customers feel like they are valued, and there is a lot of different uses for selecting customers. So in this video, we're going to show you how you select a customer and how you can update the details and so on. So at the moment, you can see there is no customer selected. If there was a customer selected, by default, it would show in the bottom right-hand corner. So to select a customer, simply click Customer like this, and then search for the customer by typing in part of the name, and it will come up like this as you're typing. So these are all random data, none of this is real. So if you click on this person here at the top, Robert Klein, press the tick button, Robert Klein is now selected as a customer. So if we put a transaction through, it will go through under Robert Klein's name, and it will have his name at the bottom of the receipt by default. If we want to unselect Robert Klein, simply press customer again and just press unselect customer, and now it's back to any old person coming in like that. So again, if you can even press this button here to see all of them or the top 200. Just choose a customer like that and then press tick. You can search by all different types of fields here, so you can maybe search by partial names, so you could put Klein, Rob, and even though the words are the wrong way around, it will still find it. And before you press tick, you can even go customer details and see everything about this particular customer. So their name, their titles, that kind of thing, their email address, their gender, date of birth, and so on. You can have multiple different addresses, multiple phone numbers as well. You can give them days of credit, all different sort of details, what customer groups they belong to, any extended field data you want to put in there, multiple email addresses, or other details there. You can do it all like that. There is even a company's house for the UK lookup. So if you press this button here, it will come up with all different business names with that name in it. So if I put in NuEPOS, it searches company's house instantly and comes up with all the different addresses it could be. Going down, you can also see you can have an unlimited number of notes. So you could add a note, and it's like a running list. So if I say example text A, like this, press accept, I could then add another one. So, for example, if this was the hairdressers, you could say we tried this type of colour, but it didn't work, and so on. So you can keep a running list of notes about the customer. Linked cards, so you can have multiple cards to one customer. If a customer's lost their card, you can simply give them another card and say, how should this one be used? Just use the top one. Type or scan the number in, like that. Press accept, and now any of these codes, even the old code, even the old card, if it was lost, you could still scan it and it will come up straight away as well. You can also choose which card is the primary one. So if you need to see a code in a large report, you can choose which one of those it should show. You can do all the different invoices, so you could find an invoice, print it and show it and get to it straight away. So this is all the customer's active invoices, but invoicing and credit will be on a separate video later on. You can have a photo of the customer if you want to, and you can also take the photo on the PDA or mobile app as well. You can have an unlimited number of photos for a particular customer. Again, useful for hairdressers or beauticians or anything like that. You can keep multiple photos to say, do you prefer this one or that one? Repeat offers. So any offers the customer's currently involved in where they don't have to buy them all in one go. They could buy 3 and then get the 4th free or anything like that. And you can manually move them up and down as well. Change log, every time this customer was changed in any way, you can see why, what particular property and so on. Forms, all the different forms this customer's filled in for different purposes and reasons. And of course you can back print them and so on. In this particular situation, it's a pet store, so you can actually add your own extended objects, in this case pets, so they could have an unlimited number of details. So whether you're selling firearms, vehicles, anything like that. You can make up them and decide what object and what properties each of them has. You can see all the points this customer has. This customer has 3,437, and you can see the history as well as how they got to that value. You can change their number of points here manually, or you can increase and decrease them, and you can even restrict the filters so you can only see partial points history. What appointments they've got coming up, or any cancelled ones, things like that. If you're using an online bookings portal, you can see all their online bookings there. The transactions, now there's two ways to see these. So there's a tab here to see all the transactions for this particular customer. And when you select one, you can see the payments, items, and forms linked to them as well. Documents, we allow you to store any document you want against a customer. So they could be files, they could be pictures, anything like that. You can store them all here. So any PDFs, JPEGs, anything, you can put them in there. If you've got a compatible gateway, you can even request a deposit and send that link to the customer for them then to complete the purchase. And you can also see what vouchers this customer has outstanding. So if they lost a voucher, you can see them all at a glance as well. You can also delete a customer from here if you've got level of access as well. So if the customers no longer exist, or it was a demo customer, just press delete customer here, and that's how you can get rid of them. If you've accidentally got the same customer in twice, simply select two of them and press merge customers, and it will merge them two together as well. So all their history becomes one. When you want to create a new customer, sometimes people have a button specifically for creating a customer, or you can just press customer and then press create customer here. We have two views of what we call a full view and a basic view. So if you just need the basic text boxes, you could say full name. So in this case, Daniel Smith, which is myself. Telephone number. A telephone number in like that. You can obviously you could start typing an address in, but if you click on postal code and type in either a UK, an Irish, or US 9-digit zip code, you can put in the postcode like that. Obviously select the country beforehand, press the binoculars, and it will come up with a list of different possible names, including any business names as well relative to that address. So if we tick that, it will fill it all in for us. We can put an email address in, and if there is any further details sometimes that you need, you can always go back to full, and you'll notice all those details were actually put in for you ready to go, like if you need to select any customer groups, like so. When you press tick, it will not only create the customer, but it will also select the customer as well. So if we press tick like that, that customer, Daniel Smith, is now also selected ready. But of course, if you were just doing it but they didn't want to be served, you can then go back and unselect the customer. Wait, if you have a customer selected and you press view sales, so actually I'll do it with a different customer this one. I'm going to select Robert Klein. If you press view sales like this, oops, it's gone on my other screen here, bear with me. There we go. It shows you all of their transactions from all of the stores as well. So it wouldn't matter which store they've been in. You see every sale they've ever been in like this. And you can even repeat the transaction as well. So if you say, would you like the same thing again? Yes, please. Just click on the transaction and then press repeat transaction there. Customer, unselect. Actually, one more feature on this before we go. So Robert Klein is selected. You may wish to draw a button like common products in our case here. If you click on that, it shows you what the 3 most common products they buy. So you can actually create dynamic buttons. So if I click on that, it puts the products in as such. But if I unselect the customer, they're grayed out. And if I select a different customer, so they say this one, oh, that customer hasn't bought anything. Let's find someone who has. That one. You can see the buttons change. The first most common item that they buy, the second, and the third. So again, dynamic buttons can be quite useful depending on when the customer is selected. Some people just have the common 3, 6, or 9 products that someone normally buys. So it can be quite useful for upselling as well.